Welcome back to Yvette's View, where we continue to vibe high on good high vibrations. And it's another Tasting Tuesday. And today I chose to create a different dish, pretty much inspired by my daddy for the most part. I'm calling this a mob lolly. That's just something that was brought up in the family because it's like when you have a lot of stuff or you have some things in your refrigerator and you just really want to, create a dish or use what you have and make something out of that. And due to the fact that I don't eat rice really that much, I love quinoa better. So I decided, you know what, let me use some quinoa. My daddy loved gravy. So I made some quinoa and I made a mushroom, well, not a mushroom gravy. I made a garbanzo bean or chickpea gravy. And I made a meat dish with mushrooms, and I actually used this time Impossible sausage, don't judge me, but I used that this time just to make something with that. So I combined that with the mushrooms, and I seasoned it with some mushroom seasoning, fresh ginger, fresh garlic, fresh shallots, onion powder, garlic powder, poultry seasoning I used, and I also used that in my gravy, smoked paprika for the little bit of a spice and just gives it a smoky flavor. And then I just had some vegetables that I wanted to throw in there, which was some cabbage and broccoli. And so I just threw that all together, and also green onions, let me not forget that. So green onions was pretty much into the gravy. The fresh ginger was into the meat mixture. And it's something about using ginger in your foods that give it a different take. Also, let me not forget oregano. It's always going to be 9 times out of 10 a staple in my seasoning. And in my vegetables, I seasoned that with garlic, shallots, dill weed, and I think I used a little onion powder, and I think I used a little garlic powder in that with some ginger powder. And I mixed all of that together, had a little pepper in there too. I used some black pepper in my gravy, trying to get all of the seasonings that I pretty much used throughout this dish. So every particular dish was seasoned and still not overly salty. Very little salt I used. I definitely used sea salt, but I didn't use it in everything because I really didn't need to. And by the time I tasted everything, I just kind of threw everything together, and I used the green part of the green onions as a topping. And then of course my chili flakes, red pepper chili flakes, because you know I love my spice. I'm having a brain fart, but I'm just trying to remember all of the seasonings that I put into this dish so you can kind of get a sense of what it might taste like. But you can never really comprehend what that's going to taste like until you taste it. And when I tell you, when I tasted this dish, it was, I give this all as an inspiration from my daddy. So this meal was created, inspired by him, because he liked to use, different seasonings, and he definitely loved a little pepper in his food. And he would definitely mob the refrigerator and get whatever was in there and just throw it up in there together, and there we go. We have a meal. And so I'm going to show you what this looks like. This is what it looks like. I've got you see all my green onion on top of there. But the quinoa is the main star of this show in a sense. Even though the vegetables should be in there a lot more, it seems like when I put the vegetables in there, they get swallowed up by the quinoa and the gravy. Now, I will say, just FYI, I'm a gravy person. I love gravy and so I can overdo the gravy sometimes. So that's probably what happened. Because you can't really see as many of the vegetables, but I will bring out, see, there is some broccoli right there, and a mushroom over there, and I got a green onion on top, and the quinoa is just infused in there with the gravy. And I'm going to taste this in front of you because it's Tasting Tuesday, and that's what I do here on Tasting Tuesday, is taste these dishes in front of you. And you can incorporate this with, if you want to have some bread with this, garlic sourdough bread or garlic toast would be good. Or if you like cornbread with this would be good as well. But for me, I didn't really need it because it was just hearty by itself. And when I wanted to think about adding, some bread to dip it in, I was like, not for this dish. It just really didn't need it. It was gonna be, very dense anyway. By the time I finish this bowl, it's gonna be kind of heavy. So I didn't need it to make it any extra heavier, if that makes any sense. And I'm a bread lover, but for this dish, I said, I'm gonna just keep it simple. So now that I've held this up and talked for a few minutes, now it's time to taste. Taste the mob lolly. Mob your refrigerator. Throw your seasonings in there and just put it all together like a nice one-pot meal if you want it to be. That's what it should be. All right, here we go. And I chose not to overcook the vegetables because I need to have the crunch in my vegetables, but oh my God. Oh wow. Guys, this is, look at that. Oh, and I know my mushroom's hanging off the edge there, but oh my God. Oh, okay, see. This is what happens when you're trying to show off a little bit and then stuff starts falling. But this right here, guys, let me show y'all a little bit more. Look at that. Just the beautiful colors too. Just dance in your mouth. And see, when that broccoli still has a little bit of crunch to it, oh my God. I'll say this, I used to like my vegetables overcooked. And now that I'm more plant-based, I like them a little bit, quote unquote, undercooked. I don't want them soggy. Oh my God. You know what, family? This is a dish that I can overeat just because of how the flavors dance. And when I do get a bite of that ginger, and that's, wow. Start adding ginger, fresh ginger to some of your dishes. I guarantee you, you're gonna, wow, your taste buds are gonna be like, I didn't know that would work. I saw a young lady that was I used to follow that did plant-based meals, and she would add a lot of ginger to her food. And I'm going, initially I was like, ginger is not just for tea. Ginger can be used, fresh ginger can be used in a lot of dishes, and especially a lot of savory dishes. I'll say that. It definitely takes it up a notch. So with that being said, family, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending this time with me. And I'll see you on the next one. And as always, continue to vibe high on good high vibrations.